Bitcoin has done something bullish for once. However, we have not yet reclaimed the most important and pivotal area, 97k. I'm going to talk about whether I'm going to take any profits on my short or if any ideas for longs and shorts, because right now Bitcoin, as you can see, if I flip exactly and immediately to the chart, you can clearly see, guys, that right now we are actually seeing a bullish fake out for once, because at midnight my time, we literally saw Bitcoin after I had made a video yesterday. If you had not watched it, I literally spoke about Bitcoin and the danger zone of us being below 97k and how important it is for us to at least try to reclaim 97. However, once I made the video, we immediately started dropping. As you can see, we started dropping from 96.5 back down to 93. However, the good thing is that happened at midnight is actually we saw, as you can see here, on the lower time frame, a scalp long that could have been taken. Me personally, I was not able, or I was not actually online to take it. I was asleep, but to be honest, we literally saw this fake out, as you can see from the low, and we even saw a huge amount of longs being stuck and opening at the low. So whenever, or sorry, a huge amount of shorts. So whenever we see a fake out to the low, we see a grab of liquidity, and we also see a good amount of shorts being opening at the lows, being stuck, and then we see a reclaim of said area, which is for this case the low, the previous low here. Then that would be actually something bullish. So to be honest, I might think to make or take at least some profits, because up to now I have not closed anything on my perfect short taken from last week. Actually, it's close to 7 days exactly, or maybe right now 6 days, because we took it I think Tuesday morning, hence why we only got a couple of hours still exactly having had held this one for close to a week. As you can see, I have not yet to take any profits, but maybe I might take actually $1,000 and leave 1,000 in profits left, because to be honest, right now it's good to always try to at least take some profits. However, I'm not going to take any profits yet. Why? Because even though, yes, on a lower time frame, we had seen something that is bullish, we saw Bitcoin actually give us a fake out of the lows. So maybe if we hold on into 94 as support, and then we flip this area into new support, then maybe I'll start thinking about closing at least 50%. But just for now, we have not seen anything that is bullish on the higher time frame. So even though the title says that I might actually take some profits, I'd like to wait for, to be honest, for the New York session to be open after I think 2 hours, and then I'll make the decision whether we're able to actually reclaim 97, because as I've said it, guys, previously, that 97 is actually the one and most important area where I might see some bullishness come into the market, because obviously using the volume profile tool from the beginning of the year to the current price action, see how important it is for actually us to reclaim this 97k area. If we manage to reclaim it, then I'll say that we had seen a good move on a lower time frame, because obviously, guys, by the way, if you do not know, the CME opens at night Dubai time. So literally we saw a huge amount of shorts being liquidated and also stuck at the lows. We saw a good bullish reaction on the lower time frame, and usually whenever this happens on the CME opens, this could actually turn into a good bullish move, to be honest, because all the important moves happen either on the CME open at night, or after that, I think after 16 hours once the New York session opens. So we either get a bounce from now, or we actually wait for New York session and then see what is going to happen. But as I've said, guys, with the nice reaction we had seen here at 92, 93, and the lots of shorts, to be honest, that are stuck down there, and also haven't seen this move happen during the CME open at midnight Monday, I have a gut feeling that maybe, just maybe, if we hold on to this, we have a chance of us reclaiming this and maybe seeing a better upwards move. However, as I said, guys, I never like to leave anything for chance. We have not yet, even though I like the reaction as bullish, to be honest, I have not yet decided to take any profits on my short, because literally this is the short that was taken at 106. Hence why I have not decided anything, to be honest, in case of us taking any shorts. However, maybe if we see a reclaim of 97, then I might, to be honest, try to maybe catch a little bit of a long trade. But for now, to be honest, I'm just going to be watching closely and monitoring whether we become able to reclaim 97. if we manage to reclaim 97, maybe I might try to short at 100.5 to 101.5. This is the area next for short. As I've explained, guys, I always look and try to short whenever we get a pump. So hence why you'll never catch me right now trying to long. I could have longed if I was awake at that time. I would have loved, to be honest, to long this fake out, but other than that, I see no longs to be had. The closest long that maybe would be given for me is we actually see a full retrace back down, and then rather than this being the low, maybe we'll try to actually take another low here, and then I'll try to long this. So maybe if we get a chance of a dump, I might try to long scalp Bitcoin, but to be honest, just because I was asleep at that time, I'd rather wait for a larger pump to the upside, us being able to reclaim 97, and then maybe jump into a short if we get a nice pump to the upside, or wait for lower, see the good reaction, and then maybe try to long, because I'd never try to come in late and join in into longs or shorts. So I'd much rather just wait for Bitcoin right now. We have not yet reclaimed 97, so it's better just to be honest to wait and see whether we're going to claim it. And also something similar, quite similar to be honest, on ETH happened at night, because see how beautiful it is whenever we remove the idea of patterns, remove the idea of indicators, and just view and have the clean visible price action in front of you guys. See how easy it is. You could have actually entered along on ETH. As I said, guys, unfortunately I was asleep, but see how easy it is. Like, we had this low being put just above, just right above at $3,000, so $3,050, and then we saw an inducement, we saw extra liquidity coming into the market, and then finally CME opens, Bitcoin gives us a nice chance, and then also ETH not only goes lower to take this whole area of liquidity, but also just to go slightly below $3,000. And this is actually a nice liquidity grab, because obviously whenever we have a full number like 3,000, 4,000, we always should know that we got liquidity under that. So the price, not only did it take the liquidity from all these longs and made them liquidated, and then also hit the stop losses of people who had hit their stop loss under 3,000, and then we saw the actual move to the upside. So I pretty much like what happened. I like the low on both Bitcoin and ETH, but I need to remain at least patient, wait for the next session opens, and then I'll decide whether we see a reclaim and some bullishness into the market, or we actually going to go lower, roll over, and possibly either get a long here at 92, or maybe just wait for 85, depending on, to be honest, the bullishness and also on the positive reaction. So hopefully everybody understood what I meant. Thank you, brothers, by the way, for showing up and actually for your nice comments. I'm going to be actually reading the comments in a minute, guys. Thank you, brothers, for showing up and actually for watching me. As I said, guys, we're going to keep this up by showing up every single day. By the way, yesterday I did not film or go, live, but I did actually make a video. So hopefully everybody who was wanting to prepare for the weekday, prepare for Monday trading, hopefully the video that I posted yesterday was quite helpful, because as I said, guys, the live streams are only going to be Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays are exclusive for the Moon Show. So if you want to actually follow me constantly, you'll always find me, guys, on the Moon Show, and also as I said, guys, on Champs Crypto. So thank you, brothers, for showing up and actually for your nice comments. I see Alexei, King Player Slayer, the person, how you doing, brother? We got Liang, the person, walaikum salam. I have strong feelings that we entered the bear market without knowing. We'll wait and see, to be honest. We got Alexander, hello, brother, how you doing? We got Armel, how you, bro? Joker, how you doing? Hello, I'm trying small short now from 95.6. If it works, then good for you, brother. If you have a reason to enter a short or long, I can never tell you not to do so, because it depends on what kind of setup and time frame you're looking at, to be honest. Because at the moment of time, I see no good setup to be taken, but maybe you find something depending on what kind of trading you do. We got the person said we're cooked. To be honest, I think that's all good, to be honest, guys. As day trader, as someone who never cared much about the fact whether we are in a bear market or a bull market, I just want to trade the price action. So whenever we see some nice reactions at the high, see how similar you could have traded the long that I spoke about when I was asleep. By the way, guys, see how similar it was, because obviously the reason I shorted Bitcoin, there were other like higher time frame reasons, but the little scalp time frame reason was basically because we saw a fake out of the high. See, for everybody that actually has things wrong, for everybody that tries to long the breakout, see how it could have been better for you if you had entered a short here, as I did. Like everybody who thinks that, oh, we should long the breakout of a resistance, see how effective it is. Then rather than actually longing, you should have been shorting here. And similar to this, if I go back now to the low that happened and occurred, I think, when I was asleep. As you can see how beautiful it is. If someone, instead of shorting the market, could have waited for this take of liquidity and then long. So see how I want to teach you guys. Hopefully by the time we spend hours and hours and months together on the channel, I want to teach you to stop at least of the idea of you trying to long whenever we're going up. So see how like you could have effectively longed the bottom if you had waited for a good break of liquidity, take of liquidity, and then as you can see, then took or waited for a good reaction, then entered. And also on the opposite side, the reason why I shorted Bitcoin nicely on the top, because everybody was waiting and everybody was actually super euphoric at the top. So I decided to wait for a reaction, a negative reaction, and which is good for shorting obviously, and then obviously jump right into the shorts, brother. So hopefully you quite understood what is going on here. I'm going to spend a couple of maybe 30 to an hour with you, and I'm just hoping and praying that we actually get a live trade all together, because obviously the whole premise and the idea why I like to spend hours with you guys is obviously just for the sake of actually getting into trades together. We've got Wayne, how you doing, bro? Thank you actually for showing some comments. We got Armel said, great channel, one of the most consistent out there. I'm doing my best, brother, so thank you for your appreciation. We've got top reviews. Should I sell everything? To be honest, I'm against you selling at the lows. Like, even though maybe, I don't know if it's like a news based, if it's like maybe something that's being spread over all over on YouTube or maybe Twitter, but everybody's saying it's bear market. To be honest, I would not care whether we are in a bear market or not. What help would it give me, to be honest? What kind of good would it actually result with me? Because obviously I'd much rather, to be honest, just sell at the highs and then buy at the lows. So if you actually are afraid that we have entered a bear market, then maybe you're going to lose or sell at a loss. And to be honest, I'm totally against that. Hold on a second. Thank you, brothers. We got Wayne, good evening, good day, good morning, brother. Good morning to Patrol. Joker said he's not there, not live. No worries, brother. I'm actually there, but to be honest, I just like to spend the first 5 to 10 minutes just to quickly give you the update, and then spend the rest of the hour or maybe 2 hours all together reading the comments, brother. So Joker said, or maybe O2 Insight said, Joker, if you sold all at 120k and bought again at 92 again, you'd be laughing. Just sell it when it's high and wait, lol. Thank you, brother. I've got Vikrand in the chat. Good evening to you, brother. Insight said, the man who never takes a breath is back. Thank you, brother. Then sell it. Yeah, to be honest, it's not about me not taking a breath. It's just, this is the way of my normal speech, brother. So hopefully you do not mind, or at least I always say it that way. Like, hopefully the stuff that I say, like, at least become more important than the way I said them. We've got Liang said, I understand one thing while trading. Just enter where the mass stop loss is and you will be surprised. Close to right, yeah. You're almost there. Doctor said, how long have you been trading and how did you learn it? What's a good place to look at? To be honest, it's all over. I have nothing to tell you, but maybe just watch YouTube. To be honest, the way of maybe the keywords that would give you, look for liquidity, volume, and also order flow. If you read about these 3 stuff, you'll actually become a better trader, hopefully by maybe 2-3 years at least. Joker said, long then or short then? Long and short after. So I have no idea what you mean. Merzet said, I like the way you teach in the community. I'm also also with long the bottom in sleep, shorting now scalp to last low. Thank you, brother, for your appreciation. We've got Shadow said, we're going lower, no question. To be honest, we never know. Do you only trade perps or hold spot too? I have both, to be honest. Like, I'm split into both because I see one as long term and some as constant income. So to be honest, like the whole misconception when it comes to actually jumping into crypto is people get actually investing and trading all together confused. Like, they blend both stuff together. So whenever I speak to someone, they never really like buy into a coin, for example Bitcoin or any other coin, for a certain reason. Like, they never have a target or at least a time frame they're willing to hold their certain coins on. Like, I've seen, like, literal, I have friends that treat futures trading as literally investing. Like, they hold a position, and just because the leverage is too low and the liquidation price is far away, they treat it as it is actually a spot investment for some reason. So it's totally wrong, guys. Please do not treat futures or perpetuals as investing, and you have to separate between investing and also to be honest, trading, because trading is different. Like, I'd recommend investing for almost 99% of the people, or maybe 100%. Trading is different. Trading is similar to actually learning an actual skill, whether on the internet or actually having a real job in the real world, and that's different to actually being able to, or having the need to invest. So I think the investing is for everybody, trading is not, to be honest. So even though one may actually sell it as it is, I have nothing to sell you guys. So hold on a second. What level now look for to take a short? I'll see on the lower time frame, guys. If you want to stick around for the scalp ideas, for the little crazy scalp ideas, I might mention them once I'm done with the comments. Thank you, brothers, actually, for your interest in asking me these nice questions. Joker said ups, so you are here. It was cool, just joking. I like you. No worries. We got Renata. Antonio said the liquidity on the upside cannot be left just like that. We do not know where it's gonna be the bottom. Exactly. There isn't, to be honest, I just make it quite clear, guys, that there isn't a certain principle or a certain rule that like says, oh, we've got liquidity up, we'll never leave it alone, we'll have to come to it. I see some people that talk about the CME gap and treat it as if it's the end all be all of actually predicting the marketplace. Like, I'm telling you guys, even though yes, historically the CME has never, or the CME gap have never been not closed, except for maybe a little bit of gaps down below 3k or maybe 16k, but to be honest, it was never, or I've never seen it as something that is helpful to me. Like, how can I trade the idea of having a gap? I see it always as a distraction, to be honest. So it's not everything that is true should not be something that you have to trade based on. We've got Mirza that said there's no reason sell the spot now. If the bear market, we still have a chance to dead cat to 109. Exactly. Like, there's literally no reason for you to sell now. Like, even though yes, mathematically and probabilistically we have a chance of going to 50k or even 30k, but what good would you selling now do for you? Like, you have lost already. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has dropped from 125 back down to 97. Why would you sell now? Like, even like, I know that you'll tell me that, oh, I'm going to sell now at a loss because it could go lower, but technically as an investor you should stop. If you're investing, you should stop doing this, because this is a major mistake. Stop actually evaluating your decision after it happens, or after the thing happens in the future. Always evaluate your decision based on the current actual given known stuff that made you take the decision. So right now, just because the price could go lower does not allow you or tell you that you should sell, because obviously the price also could go higher. So to be honest, as an investor, if I put my investor hat on, I'd tell you that stop selling at the lows. Rather than that, where were you when you could have sold at the highs? Literally, Bitcoin is still topping out, guys. Like, I'm quite amazed by the amount of people who refuse to sell their bags once they have made 2-3x on a shitcoin, mind my language, and then randomly decide to want to sell it at 50% down because, oh, they're gonna buy lower, and this guy is telling us it's bear market, this guy is telling us it's going to lower. To be honest, as an investor, you either be prepared to stick with your coin for longer, DCA if it's going lower, and sell when you've already made profits. Stop being greedy when it's going up, and whenever you see the principle is like you're losing the principle, you're 50% underwater, you randomly remember that you got a sell button there as a feature, guys. So hopefully you've understood why I'm against that. Wayne said, sorry guys, I'm trying to read them one by one. Guys, Steve said, good afternoon from the UK. Thank you, brother, for showing up. Love all the people from UK. How do you keep your trades open and maintaining same entry after taking profits, like your epic 125k short? Thank you, brother, for the question. To be honest, it's not about maintaining them, or how do I keep them open and maintaining same entry after taking profits. I just take profits. So I think what you're asking is how I actually take profits. I just have a trade open, I choose how much I want to take out of it and leave the rest open, and I just move my stop loss at entry. So like, even this one, even though like I haven't yet taken any profits, whenever I'm going to take 50% off, for example, I already got my stop loss at break even. See, like if I go here down, you'll see how my stop loss is set at 106.375, which is close, similar, like $1 off from the entry. So I just move the stop loss at entry and leave it open. No maintaining, to be honest. Especially because, by the way, guys, shorts are much better than longs, because for the most parts, whenever you're trading futures, the what's it called, the funding rate is usually positive, and whenever the funding rate is positive, that means that every 8 hours the shorts are getting paid by the longs. So even though I have not taken any profits from my trade, see how I've already made $10. It's too low, but I'm just saying that you can literally hold on into your short and get paid to hold the short. So it's never an issue of us holding, because we'll never lose, or not never, like sometimes it flips negative and the shorts start paying the longs, but for the most part it's mainly the longs paying the shorts. He also got a little image or a little picture that I would have loved to show you guys, by the way, in terms of how I look at the order flow. So maybe give me a second. So I tried to pull it up, guys. Hold on. Hopefully it shows. Hold on, let me put it here, and then move my window. I'm not sure if this is the left screen. Give me a second, brothers. Okay, I think that's should be working. All right, but it's not showing the thing that I wanted to show. So I think maybe window capture. Yeah, hold on a second, bear with me, brothers. Maybe not window capture, maybe application capture. No, it's not. Maybe it is. No, I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, I'm not that delved into the technology, brother. So sorry about that. Now it shows. Okay, see how I've got the order flow picture here that I took from the program. Unfortunately, I have not yet been able to set up my new Mac, guys, by the way, so please bear with me and bear with my laziness. But either way, we digress. I just wanted to actually take a screenshot of the order flow that is currently on Bitcoin. I just want to teach you guys, or just show you quickly why or how important it is for me to open and use my order flow app. By the way, if you want to look it up, it's called Exo Charts, so EXO Charts. That's the name of the app that I use, and basically it just shows me order flow. What I mean by order flow is just the amount of longs and shorts being open. So this is literally the back end of Bybit and the amount of longs and shorts that are being opening on Bybit. Now you can use any other exchange, but I prefer Bybit whenever I'm reading the order flow. Anyways, I can literally see here, as you can see on the chart, on the top section, I've got the candles, the regular candles, but next to them I've got little volume profiles for every single candle, and below that I've got the CVD, which is called the cumulative volume delta, which means just the longs minus the shorts. It gives you the whether we're more long or short. The second one, or the third one, sorry, the open interest, it just shows you if a certain long or short is actual market longs or people getting liquidated, because like sometimes the order flow could show that we have longs opening, but if we see the open interest, we see a decrease in open interest, it would mean that it's not actual longs being open, but rather shorts that are getting liquidated. So this is, I know that it's confusing, but just understand that I need to tell whether they're actual longs or shorts, or they are just the opposite side being liquidated. So I got that, and lastly I got the footprint bar stats, so I just see how many volume for each candle on a specific time frame, and also who's higher, what's higher, shorts or longs on a specific candle. And also lastly at the bottom, I'm not sure if it shows, let me hide the banner here. At the bottom I got the amount of liquidations that are occurring for a specific candle. So I know that's confusing, but hopefully by the time I set it up on my actual PC, you'll be able to have a better understanding. Let me just quickly exit out of the picture. Hopefully by the time I actually set it up, guys, you'll be having a better idea or understanding of the market and how to read them. But just to quickly show you guys that it's never that simple. Like, I know that I might make it simple by making little like quick videos, like 5 to 10 minutes videos, but for the most part is about actually reading the market, looking and opening up the order flow, and just waiting patiently. Like, some people think that if you become a profitable trader, if you become a professional quote-unquote technical analyst, you would always know where the market is going. It's not about that. Like, I even got my own friends asking me from time to time, oh, tell us, where are we going? Like, are we going to make an all-time high or not? And whenever I tell them, like, I don't know, they'll say, like, how are you like a professional trader and you don't know the market, where the market is going? And unfortunately, guys, this is a misconception about trading and predicting. To be honest, like, predicting is something that no one knows but God, but trading is something different, totally different. It's just you learning a skill of understanding the probability of whenever you enter a certain short or long, you know if it's going to make you money or not, based on your risk management and also your TA. So I know that it's boring, I know that everybody here wishes that I can show up randomly and tell them if it's going up and down. And by the way, don't get me wrong, like from time to time, I do have these like crazy good predictions. Like we have spoken about Bitcoin and how I ever since we had lost 111, I was literally bearish for 2 full weeks talking about us going to 97. But it's not going to happen every single time. Like if you follow me or keep up with me for the whole 7 days of me posting every single day and go live every single day, you might catch a good one prediction maybe once a week or maybe once every 10 days. But other than that, it's going to be mostly me reading the comments, tell you a new trade idea, and then wait for it to happen. So right now, hopefully I've covered the boringness of actually trading. Trading is boring. Trading is lonely. It's not about actually flashing your cars and stuff, all that shenanigans, guys. So hopefully you've understood that. But I digress. Let me quickly update the line, see if we got anything new that maybe we can get a little scalp based on, because obviously if I keep the higher time frame like chart, as you can see, like maybe the 1 hourly is going to be boring. But if you want to enjoy our time and actually like look for random setups, I'm going to go on a lower time frame. So maybe let me quickly just hold on, let me quickly put the volume profile. So obviously guys, just to give you a better understanding, that the area that I speak about being the most important area is not exactly 97. It's a zone of volume. So see how it is? Like it's better to be represented by a rectangle. Why? Because it's literally like, if I want to move it up a bit, it's literally from like 97.7 back all the way down to 95.7. So it's not exactly 97k. To be honest, I'm just simplifying it for the sake of YouTube and for the sake of beginners, but it's better to have it, or at least not to have it, but have it at the back of your mind that the resistance is actually full 2k full $2,000 of resistance from 95.7 all the way to 97.7. So it's never that simple. But either way, let me just now go on a lower time frame after I've covered that. Let me now try to find a random little scalp that we can take it all together. Especially I'd love for the trade, once I mention it, I'd love for it to be taken with you guys alive. So I see that people are commenting here. I've got werewolf said, what? Oh, that's very good. You say that because I was thinking of using leverage long as an investment. Why is it so bad? It's totally wrong, guys. Futures is not made to invest. Futures is made for trading. It's wrong to like stop treating your liquidation price as your stop loss. Like that is totally wrong. Futures is only made whenever you have a short time span outlook on the market and you have a specific entry and an invalidation point. If you're treating them as your spot bag, then that's totally wrong. I know that as a beginner, and you maybe you have a low amount of capital, you would love for you to feel as if, oh, you got 10x what you've actually got. So I know the feeling of actually wanting to like treat your futures bag as a spot bag, but unfortunately that's totally wrong, because you have risk the possibility of losing all your money. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but just stay clear for that, brother. We got werewolf said, I've heard bullish people talking about how perps are dominated by shorts, which would be a good reason to expect a short squeeze up. Market makers won't allow the shorts to be profitable so easy. True, that's true too. What are your thoughts on trading stop losses? They're good, but just to get into like actual day trading, if you are not able to become profitable like for at least 3 months, if you becoming profitable within futures trading, don't go immediately into trading stop losses. Just put the manual one under your invalidation point, to be honest, just to start with. I've got werewolf said, I've yet to get the hang of trading stop losses on Mexi, but it seems like a safe way to scalp. No, to be honest, for scalping, I'd much rather have my normal manual stop loss. What are your thoughts on using AI? Totally against them personally. Like if you are like an actual super degen who's like smart and has like maybe 200 point IQ and has been trading and it does it professionally, and he's maybe a 7-figure trader, then maybe he can get into a bit of AI because he already had a strategy established. But if you're someone who's not hasn't cracked profitability in the market, don't waste your time by asking Grok or ChatGPT where to buy, because it's literally a waste of your money and time. We've got Boris said, hey Boris here, say hi. By the way, brothers, I'm creating AI trading system, still testing it to make it profitable data soon. Sorry, brothers, please do not promote stuff, but thank you. How you doing, Alan? Howdy. How you how's it going? What is your prediction for, I don't know, 1 month? I hate time-based predictions, guys. Like, even though I know my answers are mostly and mainly, how are you doing, Ermi? If you want to jump in the comment section and greet me, guys, I'm always quite happy about that. But just to answer your question, Clement, I'm totally against answer questions, or not against answering them, but I wouldn't be able to truthfully answer a question and give you a reasonable I'll give you a reasonable answer, but not something that you would be looking for, because like I've never understood people like that act as if they are like actual traders, and then they give you answers that are time based. Like, if I'm going to give you like my prediction, what will it be based on? Like, how would I know where Bitcoin is going to be after a month? I have ideas, I have biases. I can tell you that while below 97, it's more likely than not that we're going down. I can tell you I've got a scalp here, short, long here, whatever, but I can't tell you after a month where it's going to be. Like, it's totally random. Like, I see it as a waste of time, and also as a deception. And maybe some people are lying, and maybe some people are doing it out of ignorance because they don't know. So hopefully you've understood that. Hello, Ermi. We've got Keksi, maybe Keksai. Ermi said, just came here after watching the interview from the Moon Show. I was wondering, what's your prediction on Litecoin and XRP? I pretty much like them as maybe an alternative or an altcoin, but to be honest, at the time of bearishness, at the time of us maybe having the possibility of falling much lower, I only like to stick to Bitcoin and maybe secondarily ETH. I wouldn't give you, I wouldn't be able to tell you where Litecoin is going next. Boris said, Ahmed, what is your prediction for Bitcoin reaction on Black Swan event on stock market, like happening in near future after 22 green weeks? To be honest, like I wouldn't like to give predictions, but just to like make it fun and try to answer that question. To be honest, like, especially because we have seen that everything, like, see how reactive Bitcoin is to little dumps within the S&P. Like the S&P, which is the index for the top 500 companies in the US. See how like reactive Bitcoin is. Like, when you remember how, or you know how altcoins are, like altcoins drop 10 times as much as Bitcoin does for the time, for most of the time. Like, see how it's like weak altcoins are against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also weak against the S&P and the US market. Like, even though some are throwing the ideas that, oh, Bitcoin is the anti-market, Bitcoin is the anti-US government, but up till now, maybe in the future it's going to change, but up till now, Bitcoin still follows the S&P and the Nasdaq, which is both representative of the US market. So whenever we see a little dump within this market, we see close to a leveraged drop on Bitcoin. Like, see how we topped out at, or say, so let's just see and compare. We topped out on Bitcoin on the 6th of October. If I go to the S&P, I think we topped out at around, I think before that, like close to it, as you can see here, we topped out at this was the top. See, so we topped out on the S&P, we topped out on Bitcoin. We literally see how like weak Bitcoin is. We topped out here and then saw a drop. The drop happened on Bitcoin, but then the increase in price on Bitcoin, see, the increase in price of Bitcoin only gave us a 50% retracement. Like, we dropped with the S&P, and then we pumped with the S&P, but the S&P actually made a new all-time high, or sorry, yes, a new all-time high, as you can see here, but Bitcoin only reversed back up 50%. So see how weak it is. Like, it literally goes down on a multiplier with the S&P, and then goes up with maybe half of the strength of the S&P. So what the point is basically is that let's just say the drop from 126 to 98, maybe, I think, let me see how much it dropped from 126 back down to 102. See, so it was 18%, or let's just call it 20%, to make it easier. So we dropped 20% when the S&P had dropped, as you can see here, only 4%. So maybe we can think that Bitcoin will drop 5x whatever the S&P drops, relatively. I mean, let's just say 3 to 5x. So if we assume that the S&P has a chance of dropping, let's just say only 7%, or let's keep it 10% because it's easier. Let's say that the S&P reverses back to the 6K point, okay, $6,000. If it goes here 10% down, that would probably cause a 30% or even higher of a drop on Bitcoin. And if we calculate what's 30% going to be here, that's easily going back to 65k. So I'd say that's totally understandable, and to be honest, normal for Bitcoin. If we see a 10% drop, which is like a black swan event, quote unquote, as you've said, we can easily get a 69 back down to maybe a 55k on Bitcoin. Never say never, guys. By the way, guys, I'm not saying that you should be afraid here. I'm just entertaining the question and the comment. But if it was up to me, I'd be boring, scalping and longing and shorting. I never care about this stuff. But just to entertain us, like maybe this thought-provoking question, that yes, maybe, yeah, because obviously to me, even though some people say that, oh, the bull run only started at the end of 2024 or whatever, me personally, whenever I pull up a normal chart on Bitcoin, please like look at this chart and tell me, where do you think exactly we started the bull market? For me, honestly, I hate the use of bull market, but if I was to use it, I would immediately tell you guys that we bottomed out at the end of November. We put the bottom or the low at 15.7k, I think, and then we literally up till now still do have a euphoric run of literally more than 3-year run on Bitcoin. So see how like an astronomical increase we had on Bitcoin. So it's quite reasonable, to be honest, to at least be conscious and wait, or not wait, but at least like do not be surprised. Please, especially for beginners, do not be surprised if Bitcoin drops to 50, 60k. I'm not saying it will or is going to happen, but if it happens, so be it. I would never care, because I have a short on the all-time high and other shorts I'm going to try on. But either way, like even if you're thinking about the spot bag or the investment bag, you have, as an investor, you have always to be prepared for this. I know that your little meme coin alt will be crushed, and that is normal. You have to learn, unfortunately. But for Bitcoin, it's totally okay. It's totally normal. If we had risen up from 16k all the way up to 126, I would have loved to actually have a clean chart. Let me see if I have a clean chart, because I want to do some hold on, maybe this one. I'm not sure. I've got all my charts are not that clean, unfortunately. Let me see if this is a cleaner chart. I've got Bitstamp here. Let me maybe look for something. Let me pull up a random Bitcoin chart just to give you. Let me do a bit of Fibonacci analysis. I know that I'm mostly I enjoy trading and lower time frame stuff, but let me entertain now a conversation about where exactly can we bottom out at. So Bitcoin, let's say USDT, and open maybe. I'll open multiple, because I'm not sure if one I have drew on or not. So Bitcoin or Binance. Okay, see, I've drawn on every single one, but at least this one is not too clustered, so I can quickly delete them. I just want to look at the Fibonacci, or at least see how much we dropped, because obviously we had, let me, because it's hard. This is why I hate classifying the market into bull market and bear market, because it's never that easy, to be honest. But let me entertain. Like we topped out at 64 and then spent maybe a couple of months and then we went back on. So it's hard to say that this was a bear market. I think that we never it's hard to tell where exactly was the bear market. Maybe 2017, that was actually the bear market. To see how, if I get a Fibonacci extension, hold on, Fibonacci extension tool, and then maybe see from the bottom of the market, from the bottom of the from the low of the bear market at 2018 to the beginning, or sorry, the top of the bull market of 2018, 2017, and then take it back to the end of 2016, as you can see. Oh, sorry, let me put it from here, from this bottom. We clearly see that we topped out at around the 2 area. So if I take it similar to what happened here, if I take it at this Fibonacci area, all right, and then put it over to back to this, we essentially topped out right now at, let me see, close to the 2 markets. See how like similar it happened? Like we had like the 2017. See how the market actually rhymes? I never knew about this stuff. I just found out about them right now. As you can see, guys, like we literally had the 2018 bull market top, then seen a bear market, and if you compare it to what happened at here, you'll see how we topped out at the 2 Fibonacci level, or we 2x'd the drop that happened on the bear market of 2018. And then similarly, see how it actually, like it gives us a good reason for us that we have actually topped out. We saw us make an all-time high, comparing it to this, and we'll see how we literally topped out for the twice or 2x the amount of decrease or drop of the price. So it's quite similar. Like if someone wants to actually understand it, so think about it this way: we always make a bull market top double or twice the dump of the previous top to bottom of the previous bull to bear markets. Hopefully you've understood the idea. I know that it's maybe a bit confusing, but hopefully I've made it quite obvious that it's quite understandable and also sensible for us to say that right now we have topped because we have 2x'd this drop that we had seen previously, and it's coincidentally, or maybe not coincidentally, but like we have seen it happen previously, like of us like dropping and then 2xing the drop. So this happened. This is 1 and this is 2x of the 1. This is 1 and this is 2x of the 1. So hopefully you've understood, like maybe this is totally sensible for us to maybe have been or have seen the all-time high, especially because I always like the fact whenever the tops of the market happen when everybody is not waiting or thinking about them. So I pretty much like this fact, to be honest. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me your thoughts, guys, on the comments about this. We've got multiple people in the chat. We've got, hold on a second, brothers. I think I've missed a few. How much leverage do you use on your trades? Depends, but usually 20x. Leverage isn't a matter, to be honest, because it's only, or it's mainly up or about the margin you have. So it's mainly about how much you're prepared to lose. And I always tell you guys that you should only be prepared to lose 1 to at a maximum 5% of your total portfolio value, guys. I've got Victor said, I understand how ruthless alts are. I had a 5k portfolio which got devoured when the market got played in October. Exactly, guys. That's why I started not hating them, but at least not overly loving them. Like I've stopped. Like we've all been there. Like with the time of us having little money, being like sold on a coin, and then we start like living the dream of us maybe opening a calculator and seeing how much imaginary profits we can pull if the random coins makes 50x or 100x. So we've all been there, but I just want to make you at least avoid these stuff. Werewolf said, I had a long on ETH at about 15x at 3k. It went all the way to 170% up with 15x leverage. Because I was too stupid, I never took profits. If it weren't for that massive liquidation event on October 10th, it would have been a great trade. No, are you against it purely because of the risk of losing everything, especially if I had trading stop loss? Yes, if I want to like comment on a certain trade that someone opens, I only care about how much you're prepared to lose. If you tell me that, oh, I'm a trader and I put all my money whenever I enter a trade and I could lose everything or make money, I'm going to tell you guys that honestly this is pure gambling. If you want to enjoy it, if you're enjoying the loss of your money, then it's totally fine, but do not kid yourself and say that you're trading. Something wrong with the market could be. I've got Vikram said, actually something is wrong with the market makers. Nothing is wrong, to be honest, guys. Like no one is against you. No one is against you or wants you specifically. Nobody wants your bag. Like nobody is like hunting for your 1k or 10k or $50 that you own on the market, guys. It's simple market psychology and market moves. Like whenever someone doesn't expect it, we get a job. Whenever someone is too euphoric, we got a job, guys. Sorry, the opposites actually. Whenever someone too scared, will get a pump. So I've never cared about that. Do not be the kind of person to change their thinking or change their perspective based on the price action. Like if we see a drop or a pump, it doesn't change the way I talk or at least predict the market or at least have a bias towards the market. Like I'm never scared. Like whenever we drop, I'll just have ideas for longs to try. Whenever we're going up, I'll have ideas to try to short. But it doesn't matter to me if we're going to fall to 50k or not. Hopefully, guys, you've understood why or how exactly I'm viewing the market. I know that it's a boring outlook. It's not the kind of thing that you'd like to hear, especially from the audience. I know most of you guys are mainly viewers of the Moon Show. I like the Moon Show. I like very much the stuff that we are putting out here, guys, especially because, by the way, I'm still doing the weekend show Saturday and Sunday. Crypto Kid is back on today on Monday, but I'm just want to give you an understanding that maybe the audience that has come or had come from the Moon Show is maybe mainly or mostly different in perspective and also in the outlook. Me as a day trader, someone who never cares about the higher time frame stuff. Like, I do not own multiple altcoins. I do not care if any kind of meme coin is going to pump. I mainly open up the chart, short and long, and make money. I know that is different, but if you like different, if you like that thing exactly, then you're going to enjoy whatever I make, because I'm the kind of channel that would pull out consistent every single day 5 to 10 minute updates, and always goes live with you and share ideas of longs and shorts. So I know that it's boring. I know that my content is not the nicest in terms of actually maybe the quality and also how raw it is, but to be honest, I'd much rather give you the most important information rather than just packaging it and making it quite beautiful. So hopefully you've understanding what I'm saying here. We've got Moody says last Friday the S&P had dragonfly doji candle. Oh my god, I don't know what the dragonfly is, to be honest, but thank you for sharing that, brother. How do you keep your shorts open and keep same entry if you take profits? If you take profits, your margin shrinks and eventually it's zero and trade is done. Yes, but you can take profits and the entry would not change. It's just going to have no, sorry guys, sorry, just to quickly reiterate, I'm not taking money out of the margin that I have. Like, see how I've got, sorry, the camera is hiding it, but maybe if I go lower, let me see, maybe it's going to show. As you can see here, I've got the margin is almost 1k, $1,000, which I put in for the trade. So I'm not going to take money out of this, by the way, guys. I'm not going to reduce margin. I'm just going to take money from like closing 50% of the trade. So what 50% closing does, it's basically splits the trade into half. One is going to be closed and one is going to be kept open. By that I mean that I'm going to essentially take $500 off, which I put 1,000, and I'm going to take 50% off from the $2,000 or close to 2,100 off from the profits. So it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the market price, liquidation price, or entry price, or whatever. Hopefully, you guys have understood that. It's just making it a smaller amount, a smaller trade. That's it. We've got Werewolf said thoughts on crypto capo, the prediction of a bounce. I don't care about this. I'm not the kind of guy to spend my hours like viewing random Bitcoin charts on Twitter. 2017, 2021 is way more than 2x. To be honest, I've just seen it here. So let's see. Love your talking points, by the way. Thank you, brother. Moody said, I think you've repeated the question. How do you know where to put take profit one? It depends. Like, I'd love to give you an exact, like, I'd love for us to take a trade all together for you guys to see how I like see or decide. Like, putting the stop loss is the easiest. I always tell you guys, if you want to enter a trade, you must put or think or decide for the or about the stop loss before you enter a trade. After you decide that, just put the stop loss at wherever. Sorry guys, just to reiterate and also to take a step backwards, you have to be, as an actual trader, you have to find a reason to enter a trade. Yes, I think we all agree about that. Like, you're not going to long unless you have a reason to long. So by that logic, you put your stop loss at the area, at the price point where your reasoning for entering the logic, or sorry, for entering the long is no longer valid. So put it at the invalidation point. So like, you never see me, you never catch me trying to like lower down my stop loss just to have my long not be closed. You never see me touch my stop loss. I either touch it by putting it closer to my entry, which is better, or leaving it by itself, because once I put on a stop loss, it's actually there to like close the trade once the idea that I had entered the trade based on is no longer valid. So I've never understood the gambler mentality of having a trade on with literally no stop loss. It's totally wrong, guys. If you want to make it in the market, you have to be that. Could you please repeat what's your next setup? I'll speak about them right now, guys. We've got, I think I missed a couple of questions. We've got Werewolf said, how did you get good at day trading? By losing money, a shit ton of money, and also spending hours on the chart, guys, because I think repetition is the main part about trading, because it's not not mainly. I was joking actually, guys. It's not mainly about losing money, but it's actually like seeing stuff happen again and again and again. You have to be like strong enough to endure multiple market rollovers, multiple market pumps and dumps for you to get insensitized by the market moves. This is why, like, I'm not caring about Twitter much, not because I do not care about it, because I've tried. I've been that guy. I've been in your shoes, guys. I've been the kind of person who would refresh Twitter, change his perspective based on what kind of next person is posting on Twitter. I had been a member of 20 Telegram channels and groups. I had been investing in random meme coins that is going to 100x, but after like enduring all of that, I have finally learned that I only need to get good at one coin, trade its best, and make money out of it. I've got, hold on, got the brothers. I got Werewolf said, I love this raw content. Thank you, brother. That's actually quite helpful for me, because I always love to hear your insight and comments. Maximilian said, I mean the top of 2021 is way higher than just the 2x from the job of 2017, isn't it? I'm not sure, brother, but I think we've looked at it, so doesn't matter to me. I was just playing around, but it could be. You can learn much more from this kind of raw content versus dumbed down content, in my opinion. Exactly, brother. This is why exactly, like, I get sometimes questions or ask, like, some people have asked me. I think only two, so 99.99% of the comments are quite positive, but I only got two people who are telling me to clean up my chart. I've never understood that. Like, I'm the kind of person that doesn't use patterns. I literally have zero indicators on. I only have horizontal lines. I look at liquidity and market structure. It's the most boring old school thing to be doing. So I've never understood how much cleaner can my chart get. The only thing that I do not need, I only put them on for the sake of content and for the sake of simplifying it for the viewer. As I've said previously, is the green and red zones. I only have them just to remind the viewer that, oh, red is bad, but red is resistance, and green is support. But other than that, every single line that I have on the chart is a main reason for me becoming profitable, guys. I wouldn't delete them just because someone wants it to look pretty. Could you repeat what? Okay, I'm going to talk about my next setup, guys. If you want to stick around, I'm going to talk about also ETH. Cohen said, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Are you saying that you are withdrawing only profits from your short position and not touching the collateral? Thank you, brother, for the question. That's totally all right. I'm always happy about repeating stuff, guys. Don't worry about that. Like, ask me a question, and I'm 100% going to answer every single question. But just to get to your question, brother, I'm not. It's not about taking the collateral off or taking profits off. It's doing both. So by closing 50% of the trade, think about it this way. Let's just say, sorry guys for I'm going to spend a while here like breaking the most easy question, but let's just say you have $100, which is your own collateral, and that $100 has made you 100%, which is $100. See, so I've got an open trade with my own money, which is R100, and I've already made 100 here. So by closing 50%, what is going to happen is I'm going to take 50% of my own money and 50% of the profits. So what's going to be remaining is another 50-50. See, so it's not about touching this or that. It's just literally splitting the trade into half. One is going to be closed and one is not going to be closed. So hopefully I have answered the question, brother. Step by step said, bro, you've been killing it here. I do not miss your life these days. You are doing great. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the support. To be honest, I'm always always quite appreciative of these kind of to be honest, like supportive comments, because as I said, guys, I've been doing it for a while. I've been making content for close to 4 years now on my Arabic channel. We've close to cracking 10k subs, but I've never done it for the sake of subs. As I think it's quite obvious, like this Arabic channel, I'm more likely to hit 1k videos closer than hitting 10k subs. So I've never done it for the sake of subscribers, but also the move or the rebuild of a new channel has been quite, to be honest, enjoyable. So thank you, brothers, for making it easy, an easier, smoother transition, to be honest. So I quite appreciate that. Mishu said, could you possibly make a video of setting up your trading view, please? I could do so, but it's more about actually like breaking certain stuff, because some people who like think that the lines that I've got are lines that come with trading view. It's totally wrong, guys. The lines are like literally a normal line that I color it, and I call it whatever I want to call it. So some people have asked me like, where do you get the HVA line from? They think it's the line that can be taken from from an indicator. That's totally wrong. HVA, like, just to give you a reasoning, I just called them. I made up the naming. So HVA, HVA. Whenever you see this on my line, just means that, oh Ahmed, like I'm telling myself, remember this certain area is a high H volume area. So HVA just only means high volume area. I made up the acronym just so I can remember that this is a high volume area. I digress. Also, I got some other names like the NPOC. An NPOC is just a point of control, but naked. What does naked mean? I could be spending hours explaining it, but just think about it as a previous day or week or month point control that has not been touched yet. So I know it's confusing, but just if you want to like take my content like pretty simply, watch my content every single day, and hopefully you will catch stuff here and there, because quite hard for me to spend hours explaining what liquidity is, point of control is, order flow, whatever kind of stuff I'm using. But hopefully I've broken down your question. Cohen said, "You're awesome, man. I get it now," and that is what I'm doing too. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your nice comments. Either way, we've got the New York session opening in an hour, so let me just quickly like lower down the time frame and see if we can come up with an idea to long or short. Maybe we can have some scalps that we can be taken together. By the way, guys, if you want to support the channel, and also you've been looking for an actual exchange to trade on, I haven't mentioned it. I'm not going to sell you anything, but after an hour, please excuse me for mentioning only one thing. That is, we always got the first link in the description, which is weeks, guys. If you want to trade on weeks, I like it because it literally has good fees and is tailor-made for day trading, for buying and selling a lot, and also it doesn't require KYC. So if you want to support the channel, yes, the link, by the way, guys, just to make it quite clear, using the link would actually like put the referral code, my own referral code here, but in return, you'll also get a time limited double rewards offer, as you can see here. By depositing and trading, you'll get some nice bonuses. So if you want to support the channel and make up an account with weeks, it's good. I like it, but also we always have the best link here, guys. It's totally up to you if you want to support the channel or not. If you literally want to make an account without the affiliate link, you can literally just Google weeks.com. It's totally up to you, guys, but I just want to mention it quickly and briefly. Hopefully no one minded the 10-second promo we did right now. So let me just go on a lower time frame and see if I can maybe find you guys a little bit of scalp ideas here. Unfortunately, obviously the market is too slow, hence why I have not yet taken anything, to be honest. It's quite good that we have not taken any longs or shorts, so maybe let me find stuff here. Maybe the best idea, to be honest, is just wait for 91. Let me just quickly pull up the volume profile tool. As I said, guys, like here we got the value area low, which is here. Value area low. This is the value area low of the higher time frame. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, the best long to be had, think about it this way, I always like to target the lows and the highs of Monday. Just to give you a nugget of information, I've said it last week, but I'm going to say it every single Monday because I think that is quite important. Let me pull up a clean chart, guys. For Monday, just exclusively for Monday, guys, the high of Monday and the low of Monday, okay, have a high likelihood, close to 70 to 80% of being taken out once the New York session opens. For the sake of this case, or for this case, as you can see, for this current Monday's case, we have the low, which was put in. If I pull up I think that was put at around here. So see, this is the Monday low for today. See, this is the Monday low, and this is the Monday high. I would tell you with like close to certainty, not 100%, it's never a prediction, but with a like close to certainty, once the New York session opens in almost an hour, or sorry, to be precise, 55 minutes, like count 55, put a countdown on for 55 minutes, and you'll see that once we open up the New York session, we've got almost 80% chance of breaking this low and 80% chance of going back to this high. So you can do whatever you want with this information, but the way I'd like to trade is basically I'm going to target this area. I have a hunch, I have a feeling, a technical feeling. Let's just forget about the higher time frame stuff, only focus on the scalp ideas. On the lower time frame, on the 15-minute time frame, I have a feeling, not a feeling, but a technical feeling. Let me put it that way. I have a technical feeling of us going back to 96k to get or hit the Monday high here, because it was put outside of New York session. So the way I like to trade, scalp trade this idea, is mainly by waiting for the low of Monday to be taken out, finding out a setup, whatever it could be. I'm going to mention a couple if you want to stick out for longer, guys, with me on the live. I'm going to find out a long. Why? I'm trying to like find a long here because I want to target the return of us hitting 96. So see how easy it is to start thinking as a trader. You basically set up your bias, like you make up a bias. My bias is of us going back to hit the Monday high of $96k. And by having this, I'm going to treat this as, let me gamify the idea. I'm going to treat this as a magnet. Let me quickly turn it, or rotate it. Hold on, guys. I'm quite enjoying my time. So if you want to stick with me, I'm going to keep on going and keep on speaking. So think about it as a magnet. And what can we do with this information of us having a certainty of 80% going up to here? Obviously, we're not going to short because it has gone down already. But rather, we're going to find or try to make up an idea to long. Now, it's going to be quite hard now because obviously the Monday low is not the actual low of the move. We already have this. So we either wait for this and make up a long here, or wait for a full rotation down and get the better long, which is like under these highs, under these lows, which I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to make up an idea, but just to make it clear, guys, that hopefully today I'm going to target 96. So now, by having said that, hopefully, guys, everybody understood the idea of how and why am I talking about, or am I focusing on the Monday and the Monday's highs and lows. Now that we're done with this, see how nice these are, guys. Like, I'm not talking about patterns. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's breaking out or down. I'm just giving you a fact, like a boring fact. Monday's high have a higher likelihood of hitting after opening New York session. So I digress, guys. On now, having said that, you can either have two long scalps for today. The first one is easier, which is basically just waiting for a full rotation down, us taking this low. See how like we made a low, we made a fake out. See how we made a fake out at midnight. We literally had this low, and then we took it. So maybe the better, easiest one would be us taking Monday low, taking the low of Sunday night, and then finally like getting a best trade. So my preferred trade would be obviously an easier one, which actually goes all the way all the way down. Not only does it take Monday low, but also takes the low we put before turning Monday, or turning on the new day. So that's maybe the possible idea. I can never tell you what's going to go next, or what's going to happen next. Hence why I might also try to maybe find a little idea of a scalp, because obviously the Monday low is here, so we can never like have a full to be honest, confident of us going lower to 92.7. So maybe, just maybe, let me try to find a dump like a random idea of a scalp. Let me pull up the Fibonacci, for example. All right, we got the Fibonacci golden pocket here at 93. Unfortunately, the low is at around 93.6. All right, so we're making up an idea, guys. I'm just let me think about it for a second, because to be honest, I'd much rather us rolling over to 92. So immediately just doing that. But just for in case we do not get a full rotation, then maybe I'll try to find something like this. I'm just thinking about it here. I'll take the volume profile. By the way, guys, just let me reiterate by saying that I'm only playing around with ideas for scalps. Whenever you see Ahmed Champs Crypto on the 5 to 10 minute, 5 to 15 minute time frame, just know and understand that this guy just right now is just like playing around and giving us like a little bit of ideas for setups. Like obviously the main stuff has been said because we have spent an hour and 6 minutes on the live, so hopefully understand that. But let me quickly put up the volume profile tool and see what kind of ideas I'd much prefer trying to long or short right now. Okay, so I see the volume not being very high here, but we got little volume area here. If I take it maybe to this section of the chart, okay, well, now we're hitting the lows. Not the best, to be honest. It's quite hard to be honest. Sorry, to trade that, because obviously, like, where exactly will I have my stop loss? As you can see, if I take the volume profile, so obviously we can hold on to this low, and then maybe just take the low and then rotate. But to be honest, I'm not preferring that. It could happen, but I'd much rather just wait for a full rotation down to sorry guys, let me pull up the banner for a full rotation down to 92.7 all the way back to 91.6. So I have the idea, I have the estimate of us going probably higher to this, but I can never tell you where exactly where we're going to bounce from. We either get a little scalp here, maybe not the best, I don't like it, or the better one is actually going all the way lower to this area, zone of interest for a long, which is 92 to 91.5. So 92.5 to 91.5. So hopefully you guys have understood that. I know I would have loved to have given you an easy one, but to be honest, it's never that easy, unfortunately. Let me take a quick look at the comments to see how ETH has been doing for the past maybe 20 minutes. Hold on, I think I've deleted a little bit of lines. Let me remove the brush tool. Okay, so we also have ETH. Maybe ETH could provide something better. If I pull up the lower time frame, hold on, guys. Let me take an anchored view of pull from here. I think we've lost it. Maybe we haven't. I think we did. Yeah, we've lost the ETH low right now. I also maybe will try to scalp short ETH if we go back to 320.70. See, I'm going to maybe think about this. We have the chance of us actually, like, if we go higher, take these highs and then take short. So maybe I'm trying to short here, 3,270. So please put an alert and watch the reaction here, guys. I might to actually try and short it. In terms of long in it, let me like quickly make up ideas here. Let me take the volume profile tool. Not the best. Maybe go on a lower time frame idea, because we've obviously like have seen it being hit. So not the best, but let me take the volume profile tool again. Okay, we've lost the value area low. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, because I don't prefer the setup on Bitcoin, so maybe we can take it on ETH if we hold on to this. Because the idea is here, guys, by the way, let me explain to you guys, but I think it's better to explain rather than just tell you here's a long and here's a short. It's better, to be honest, to explain stuff. So basically the idea is here, we have Bitcoin, like it's mainly based on Bitcoin, guys. I like to like trade every single setup on every single altcoin based on Bitcoin. So we have the probability of getting this or going back to the high of Monday. See, so we either, if we do not get offered an easy long on Bitcoin like that, if we not get offered this, maybe Bitcoin randomly like goes back up without giving us a chance of longing. So maybe the good idea is actually having it on ETH, because ETH has done something easier, to be honest. We literally made up liquidity, took liquidity, see how we took liquidity, and right now we are going to retest the value area where we took liquidity. This usually gives you a high good setup of longs. What happens, let me quickly give you a nugget of information for someone who's interested in actually learning this stuff. Whenever you see a liquidation like move happen, so we get liquidation accumulation, and then we get a low move, a low to take the liquidity, as you can see, and then a pump higher. Usually, see how this is the area where we accumulated and then took liquidity. Usually what happens, if we take a volume profile pull at this area and you find out the value area high and low, what happens usually is actually, rather than just long in this move, it's much better to wait for a retrace back lower to the value area and then taking a long here at this reclaim, or sorry, a hit of this area. So this is exactly what kind of play I'm waiting, or maybe planning out on Bitcoin. As you can see, if I go, oh sorry, not Bitcoin, ETH, because we had taken liquidity, ranged, taken liquidity, went back up, and now maybe we'll hit this area and then see higher. So I'm making up a plan, not precisely, to be honest. I haven't thought about exactly, but let me quickly think about it. Give me a second here, guys. Quickly, I'm very informative. Your videos are always amazing. Trading are always up there. Thank you, brother, for your nice comments and your kind comments. Hold on a second, brothers. Very informative. I've read the comment. Werewolf said, also not sure if you already answered this, but thoughts on using trading pots. To be honest, I've answered that, but that's totally fine, brother. I'm not totally against them, but at least if you're not able to turn a profit by trading yourself, it's too early to like use bots to trade. The long trade SFP might take profit too from short now. Thank you, brother. Do you agree that crypto is more respectful of support and resistance line compared to other markets? I've heard this mentioned before. Maybe I think that not crypto, but Bitcoin is easier. Other than Bitcoin, it's totally a waste of time, to be honest. Like trying to put support and resistance and trading like altcoins are much worse than trading Bitcoin, because like even if you put a support, a reasonable support, whatever that is, on a certain altcoin, whatever Bitcoin does, the rest is going to follow. So it's a waste of time. Okay, we got also a confluence of the Fibonacci golden pocket. So maybe, just maybe, we can, if we wait for Bitcoin to give us a good positive reaction, we can try to take a long for ETH, even though it's not the best, but maybe, just maybe, us like going back to 3,000 and then reclaiming it. See how that is? Like we go back to the value area and then go back above. I'd much prefer like us hitting completely $3,076. Let's just see and wait. I think Bitcoin is obviously retracing, because whenever ETH is going down, you have to know and be sure that actually Bitcoin is also retracing. So see, my bias here is actually looking to long, because maybe, or it's good, there's a high likelihood of us going back to this high. But deciding where exactly is hard. For me, I'd rather miss the long on Bitcoin, because I see no good trade unless we go all the way lower to 92. Like take this high, take this low to 91.5. So this area. So if you do not get offered that, then I might be actually prepared to miss any bump that might happen in between this and that. So maybe if we randomly pump from here, I'm going to miss it. I just have a bias towards us going back up, and I also would like, or would be prepared to try to long a take of this low, and also much prefer hitting 91.6. Similarly on ETH, maybe ETH is better because sorry guys, maybe it could give us a better long if we go back to $3,076 and then reclaim 3,100. This could be a long to be had. So this is an idea. Maybe I'm just giving it away here, guys. If someone is actually interested, please do not set up a limit order though. Like do not put a limit order on ETH or Bitcoin, but rather set or put alerts on. So see how I have an alert at 93,000 and I also have an alert at 3,080. So just wait and see. If we get given a chance, that's good. On ETH, as I said, guys, maybe a weak scalp long here, depending on what happens on Bitcoin, and a much better short here. See the two setups here. And on Bitcoin, I have nothing unless we go lower to 92.5 to 91.5, guys. And also, just before I forget, by the way, guys, I think I've mentioned it, but let me quickly reiterate. If you want to support the channel and actually get a nice deposit bonus using the exclusive link, we've got a nice partnership with Weeks. They've been wonderful, to be honest, in terms of actually using them for day trading, buying and selling, and actually having multiple trades on. So as you can see, I've literally got isolated, separated on the top right corner, so I can literally open longs and shorts on the opposite direction. So if you want to support the channel and also get a nice deposit bonus by using the first thing in the description, you always be there, guys. By the way, it's limited time double rewards. Deposit and you'll get a bonus. It's definitely not something you have to do. You're not forced to do it, but if you want to do it, you might as well, because it does not require KYC, brother. So thank you, brother, for showing up and actually for your nice comments, and hopefully I've answered all of most, if not all, of your guys' questions. I'm going right now to sorry guys, I'm going to have to be actually flipping over to the Arabic content, because I'm going to go also live there. We've spent an hour and 17 minutes, so hopefully everybody understood the plan, understood the ideas, and also my expectations, and why exactly I'm still holding on into my nice short. We've making money, racking in the profits, and educating you guys while we're at it, guys. So hopefully every single day you'll have to wait for me 7 a.m. Eastern time, apparently, which is 4 p.m. Dubai time, every single day, Monday to Friday, where we're going to talk about trades and also take trades together if we get given a certain chance. So thank you, brother, for showing up, and thank you actually for being nice to me, and actually for commenting. All the appreciation posts and comments are always remembered, guys. So thank you a lot for supporting me constantly, and hopefully I'm going to show up every single day and being consistent with it, guys. So thank you, and I'm going to leave you. Enjoy your day, enjoy your trading day, and be waiting for the next trade setup, especially because we got 40 minutes till the New York session opens. So always be ready.